live on SAFm. All right, let's get to this now. The University of KwaZulu-Natal has partnered with GroundTruth Consulting to develop a plan to revitalize the Mthinzima Wetland in Mpophomeni, in KwaZulu-Natal. The two parties held a community engagement over the weekend with the aim of uniting stakeholders who have an interest in the vital wetland. The wetland forms part of the water supply system to more than 5 million people in the area. For more on this, I'm joined by Stephen Ellery, who is a wetland ecologist at GroundTruth. Good morning to you, Mr. Ellery. I've got to thank you for your time this morning. Tell me a bit about Mthinzima Wetland and its importance in terms of the water supply systems around that area of Mpophomeni.
Good morning, Tulisizwe, and thank you so much for having me. It's really great to be here, and hello to all the listeners. The Mthinzima Wetland is foundational to the water supply for the broader KwaZulu-Natal area because it flows directly into the Midmar Dam, which, as many of us will know, is a very big and important water supply dam along the Umgeni River. So whatever is flowing out of the Mthinzima Wetland is flowing straight into the Midmar Dam and into our water supply. So it's very important, hence the need for the workshop.
So when we talk about revitalization, it suggests to me that it has fallen into some problems. Has the Mthinzima Wetland, has it? And what exactly is the nature of the problems that have beset it?
So I think as South Africans, we probably understand that the nature of our problems are fairly complex. And so work has been done on the Mthinzima Wetland since probably before 2013, but officially since 2013. And there have been multiple wetland rehabilitation plans that have been proposed and partially implemented. And then there's also been a lot of community work that has been done in Mpophomeni itself, which has been aimed at revitalizing the Mthinzima Wetland. But sadly, I think with increasing pressure on the Mpophomeni open space, and which is directly the catchment of the Mthinzima Wetland, there has been a lot of raw sewage that has been flowing into the wetland, lots of waste, litter, rubbish, and a lot of grazing has happened in the wetland itself. So despite all of the efforts that have been put in so far, there's increasing pressure from surrounding land uses, and unfortunately we can't blame the people who live in Mpophomeni either. It is a systemic problem that needs to be addressed from a multidisciplinary and holistic angle.
Is there a sense that we're making progress in that direction? I know that there was quite extensive work that was done by the South African National Biodiversity Institute between 2020 and 2022. But I'm wondering, the multiple stakeholders, the municipality, provincial government even, is there a sense that there's at least some progress?
Absolutely. And I think that the SANBI have done a phenomenal job. The Duzi Umgeni Conservation Trust have also been involved there for a long time, and Umgeni Utugela Water, the local water supply agency, have also been involved and have paid for much of the rehabilitation work that has happened in the Mthinzima. But I think, in all of their capacities, there has been a limit to the involvement that all parties have been able to contribute towards the overall the overall state of the Mthinzima Wetland. So I think with this workshop, we're hoping to actually draw together all of those parties who have had involvement in the revitalization of the Mthinzima wetland, and almost say, right, we all have an interest in this. We all want this wetland to work and to thrive for the benefit of all of us downstream of Midmar who are benefiting from clean water, but also for all of those people who live in Mpophomeni, because many of the problems that affect the Mthinzima wetland are social problems that people should not have to live with. So I think it really will be a revitalization that is necessary.
And Mr. Ellery, tell me about something I found fascinating while looking at this story. Apparently, you can tell the water quality by looking at the color of the crabs that are coming out of Mthinzima Wetland. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So, maybe the color of the crabs is really, I think, refers to the tool called MiniSAS. It is a citizen science tool that you are able to, that anyone, citizens who have no scientific background, are able to use, and they are able to test the water quality. So basically go and have a look at all the macro and micro invertebrates that live in the water, and basically by identifying them, you are able to have a look, tell something about the quality of the water. And then once you've done that, you are able to upload that data onto the MiniSAS website. And on the MiniSAS website, the quality of the water is depicted by a specific colored crab. And so I think the Mthinzima Wetland, those colored crabs on the MiniSAS website have been in the red, which is indicating very poor water quality.
I see, not an actual color
not
of the crab.
No.
Lastly, Mr. Ellery, how does the story of Mthinzima and the issues that it faces fit in broadly with wetlands in South Africa and how vital they are to our water supply?
That's a great question, and I think that what's really exciting about this project is that it, as far as we know, is one of the first projects that is aiming to revitalize the entire catchment and involve the communities who, have a real lived experience in the catchment in the revitalization and rehabilitation of the wetland. And as far as we know, that has been done to some extent in other places, but really the idea of this is to involve everybody, all stakeholders at all levels. And more broadly, I think that wetlands are vital parts of our ecological infrastructure in South Africa, and without them, our water sources are going to be polluted much quicker than what they are. So wetlands provide vital services for water quality enhancement and water purification. And really, if we don't look after them, we are going to be in a lot of trouble in South Africa.
Thank you for that. Stephen Ellery is a wetland ecologist at GroundTruth, talking to us about the Mthinzima Wetland in Mpophomeni in KwaZulu-Natal.
Call to Lazizwe now, 086 000 2032.
Let me take a call from Temba in East London. Temba, good morning. You want to talk about food contamination?